Hello everyone, I'm here with Cambridge AS Level English Language Paper 2 and that is question 2, which is an extended writing response. Extended writing carries 600 to 900 words and it has different text types. We did review writing in the past video and now we are focusing on how to develop a descriptive response to a given prompt. First, you must understand that every writing piece comes from our imaginations because ideas always come from the mind. Yet all writing contains some form of description, although the amount may vary between different forms of text. So we can say that we recreate the same event. And it's a wise decision that you must be familiar with all types of extended writing questions before sitting an exam. This is how you will spend less time in simplifying the different prompts in exams. When you get your paper, you start preparing the plan without wasting time. So let me show you the 6 different types of questions that can come in exams for extended writing. When you know them all, you are half ready for the exams. Let me read the first prompt for you here. Write 2 contrasting descriptive pieces, 300 to 450 words each, about a location immediately before the arrival of a storm and some days after it has passed. In your writing, create a sense of setting and atmosphere. In the first prompt, you are asked to contrast 2 phases of the same thing. For example, you can contrast my personality before and after my teaching experience. Here there is one place, 2 writing pieces, 300 words for each. It's about a location, any place, how does it look like before and after a storm. Keep in mind that descriptive prompt always asks you to create senses such as sense of setting, place, atmosphere, people, mood, or even a mysterious future. Therefore, you need an understanding of how to create a specific type of effect. And using 5 senses and figurative language can create any type of effect in your writing piece. Now let me read the second prompt for you. Write a descriptive piece called the shopping center in your writing. Create a detailed sense of people and setting. Write 600 to 900 words. In the second prompt, you are given a title as shopping center. It's obvious what do we have in a shopping mall. Just keep any famous shopping mall in mind. This is how you're going to imagine and describe at the same time. When you enter a shopping mall, you see different shops and come across with different kinds of people. For such kind of writing, you have to put your feet in some specific shoes first. Only then you can create a good writing piece. Now read the third prompt here. Write the opening chapter of a novel entitled The Private Detective. In your writing, create a sense of mood and place. Write 600 to 900 words. The third prompt is a narration, but you are asked to create a sense of mood and place, which is only possible with the help of description. You are given a title as a private detective whom you are supposed to describe. While describing, you may have some glimpses of narration too. For example, you are a private detective. The tone of such writing piece will create suspense in the story, which in turn builds up tension of a mysterious place for the readers. That is what we understand by mood, like what feelings we as readers can have after making sense of the writer's tone. Now let me read the fourth prompt for you. Write a short story called The Unexpected Guest. Write 600 to 900 words. In the fourth prompt, you are given a title again. Suppose it's a fact that I had a guest who was not actually invited. When I start writing about that guest, I recreate that event. It is narration, but keep description inside. Now come to the fifth prompt. The open road stretched ahead of them. There was only one way they could go. Continue the opening to the story, although you do not have to write a complete story. In your writing, create a sense of mysterious future. Write 600 to 900 words. In the fifth prompt, you're given a topic sentence which you have to carry out throughout your story. You have to pick your story from this point now. Like, how would you create a sense of mystery here? It is mentioned in the prompt that there was only one way. You would be thinking, which path would they select? What would they do if they have no choice left? If they do not know that path, they have not treaded before, there will be different things in their mind That's what would happen. Now, the sixth prompt says write a short story which ends with these words. Gradually, the light grew clearer, it was real. Write 600 to 900 words. In the sixth prompt, you're given an ending of description. It is not an easy thing that you are writing a narration with the help of description. When you write, read it to see whether you are showing or just telling. What specific descriptive or narrative skills does the extract demonstrate? Um, any writing of yours can keep both elements of description and narration. But if it is a descriptive writing, that element will be in big amount. Let me read a sample response for you where you can find both of these elements. The sea had retreated miles out into the bay, revealing the mussel beds like charcoal sticks against the graying skyline. Above me, sand martins swooped furiously, ducked and dived amongst the dunes, and the tufts of murum grass recalled to me childhood games, picking the spiky leaves and sending them spiraling towards my younger sister. Ah, Alice, I wish you were here now, but you are gone 5 years, and nothing can bring you back. Here C is compared to a soldier as if it is withdrawn after battle or a strong display of power. Exposing the mussel beds means the sea creatures that is earlier laying in its depth like charcoal sticks. Here mussel beds are compared to charcoal sticks due to their blackish color. The seabirds coming down angrily, bending their heads while diving into the sandy mountains. And there is a use of alliteration here with the help of the sound, as in ducked, dived, and dunes. In the last three lines, we have some traces of narration. Consider it like a burger. The buns are of narrative type, embedding the filling of description. And there are some techniques that you need to write an effective descriptive piece in exams. First point is using adjectives. For example, if you are creating a sense of setting in the form of a geographical description, you use adjectives with a given place. If you have to describe a peak which is not smooth and also covered with snow, you can use hyphenated adjectives like snow-capped and jagged peak. Another point is to use all your senses while producing a descriptive piece. For example, the harsh cawing of crows at the top of the birch trees outside, their bodies dark, shaggy, ink stains against the sky. If you're describing the sound of crows by using your sense of hearing, you use the word caw, which is an onomatopoeia word. And if you use your sense of sight, their bodies can be compared to ink stains due to the black color. The next point is to use adverbs and prepositions for the movement. For example, the winding streets curve mysteriously towards the old citadel. It means the streets are not straight. They are curved towards an old castle. When something is curved, it is hidden from us, and you have to explore it while you walk on it. It may keep some mystery too. The next point is to use verbal patterning. For example, the lights flickering, the stars shimmering, or voices echoing. It means using different verbs with a similar ending, for example, flickering, shimmering, echoing. There is use of ing with the verbs, showing immediacy of an action. The next point is use of compound and complex sentences. For example, the gently sloping vineyards dominated the land for miles, although the rain battered on my windscreen, and at the head of the valley, storm clouds reared like warriors before battle. This is one big sentence having different details to create an imagery of a battle, where the raindrops attacking the windscreen and the clouds are standing like soldiers. The last point is use of the figurative language. For example, the tower leans down to inspect us. In the first sentence, there is use of personification. When we are lending a human quality of leaning to the tower. The second word here is inspect, which means to examine. This is again a human attribute. In the second sentence, she felt the sharp needles of rain prick her skin and ran for shelter, watching as the grey dome of the sky unloaded its force. In this sentence, there is a use of metaphor, comparing needles to raindrops and grey skies compared to a battlefield, unleashing all its weapons during an attack. The last one is the new town, all gleaming glass, noise and money, the old town, a quiet sanctuary of museums and galleries. In the last one, there is a use of just juxtaposition, contrasting new and old town, being noisy and quiet at the same time. That is all about developing an effective descriptive response in extended writing.